Hearing number 8164. This hearing number 8164 is being conducted pursuant to Section 26.100.030 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. The purpose of the hearing is to determine whether the conditional use permit issued to McCoy's Mobile Power Wash and Auto Detailing, C/O Jerome McCoy, for the property known and numbered as 1443 Aubert Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, should be revoked. The conditional use permit number is 118469. The conditions in question for the aforementioned premise are as follows. Condition 1F, no home occupation shall be permitted that displays a sign. The Board of Public Service has in its possession the following documents which are being introduced into evidence. Item 1, a certified copy of the zoning code of the City of St. Louis. Item 2, the conditional use permit numbered 118469 issued to McCoy's Mobile Power Wash and Auto Detailing, C/O Jerome McCoy, to occupy 1443 Aubert as a mobile power wash and auto detailing business, office use only, home occupancy waiver, subject to conditions. Item 3, conditional use hearing record dated May 24th, 2012 for the conditional use permit number 118469. Item 4, a memorandum dated April 24th, 2014 from the zoning inspector to the zoning administrator notifying the zoning administrator that there are violations of the conditions for the conditional use permit numbered 118469, specifically violation of condition 1D, no home occupancy shall be permitted that results in outside storage or display of anything. Violation of condition 1F, no home occupancy shall be permitted that displays a sign. This memorandum includes photographs of the said violations. Item 5, copy of a letter dated April 30th, 2014, sent to McCoy's Mobile Power Wash and Auto Detailing, C/O Jerome McCoy, warning the violation of the conditions of the conditional use permit numbered 118469 that were found upon a site inspection and the potential for a revocation hearing should the violations not be corrected. Item 6, a memorandum dated May 19th, 2014 from Deanna Murphy, a neighborhood improvement specialist, to the zoning administrator, notifying the zoning administrator of the violations of the conditional use permit conditions, specifically violation of condition 1D, items are being stored in the backyard. Violation of condition 1F, a commercial Ford F350 cube truck is parked in the rear yard with a sign printed on both sides of the truck. This memorandum includes photographs of the said violations. Item 7, a memorandum dated June 3rd, 2014 from the zoning administrator, from the zoning inspector to the zoning administrator, notifying the zoning administrator that there are still violations of the conditional use permit conditions, specifically violation of condition 1F, no home occupancy shall be permitted that displays a sign. This memo includes photographs of the violation. Item 8, transmittal notice for consideration of revocation hearing for conditional use permit number 118469 from the zoning administrator to the board secretary and attorney summarizing the investigation of 1443 Aubert that have occurred and requested consideration of a revocation hearing. Item 9, copy of the postings for today's hearing. Item 10, copy of a certified letter dated July 8, 2014, addressed to McCoy's Mobile Power Wash and Auto Detailing, C/O Jerome McCoy, notifying of today's hearing. Since the zoning administrator has filed this action, her office has the burden to prove a violation of the conditions of the conditional use permit. After all the evidence by the zoning administrator has been presented, the conditional use holder shall have the opportunity to present evidence to show that there has been no violation of the conditional use conditions. Testimony is being recorded. When you come forward, please state your name and address and be sworn in. As you testify, please direct your comments to the board, not those in the audience. Members of the audience are asked to remain silent and not coach the witnesses. During your testimony, members of the board may have questions for you. Following this hearing, the board will proceed with its regular agenda. Following the conclusion of the regular agenda, the board will deliberate, discuss, and vote on hearing number 8164. The board will notify the conditional use holder of its decision by mail in approximately 2 weeks. City Representative. Will the city representative from the Office of the Zoning Administrator please come forward and be sworn in?
Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please
My name
state your name and title.
My name is Myra Turner. I'm zoning inspector for the city of St. Louis. Okay. I've submitted several documents as was reported by the board president as far as McCoy's Mobile Car Wash. Today, report from today. I just wanted to add to what the board president had presented. On May 13th, I received a call from Mr. McCoy. He stated he no longer has the mobile car wash business. He stated he closed the business with the tax department and he did not renew his business license. Per Mary Hart Burton, I informed him he needs to submit a letter in writing to us stating the business is closed. He received the address from me to mail the letter and stated he would mail it that day. As of today, I still don't have the letter. Also, on June 3rd, I did go back out to re-inspect the truck with the signage still is on the premises. On June the 6th, spoke to the building inspector, and due to the condition of the house, the case is in court. Spoke to the court section, and he's scheduled to appear in court on August the 6th of 2014. As of today, on my re-inspection at 1443 Aubert Avenue, the truck in question with the signs still in the backyard at 1443 Aubert.
Any questions from the board? Thank you very much. Is there anyone else present who wishes to testify that the conditional use holder may be in violation of the conditions? Please step forward and be sworn in. Seeing none. Will the conditional use holder please come forward and be sworn in? Note for the record that the conditional use holder is not here at the present time. Is there anyone else present who wishes to testify in support of the conditional use holder? Seeing none, this hearing is closed, and the board will continue with its regular agenda. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie. Here. Director Waterman is excused. Director Best. Here. Director Seedoff. Here. Director Rice Walker. Here. Director Gray.
Here.
And President Bradley.
Here. We have a quorum. I'll call the meeting order.
From the President, preliminary approval for letting number 8551 Forest Park Upper Muni parking lot improvements. Contract and bond for letting number 8550 Terminal 2 roof replacement phase 1 and 2 Lambert St. Louis International Airport. The board declares as emergency action work for Windsor Place as spring entry feature. Recommends approval. From the President, Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Hallmark Campus for public improvements of streetscape and lighting along West Pine and Sarah, and Metropolitan Sewer District for construction of a neighborhood scale green infrastructure facility in the right-of-way west of Greenlee Place at Warney, including a bioretention cell and potentially a pervious sidewalk adjacent to 4241 Warney. From the President, Director of Public Utilities, Streets, Parks, Recreation, and Forestry. Recommendation that permit for opioid development for public improvements to reconstruct the 1.5 miles of asphalt path trail, major crack repairs on the remaining 4.66 miles, and restripe full 5.56 mile trail circling Forest Park. Sorry. From the President, Missouri Historical Society and the City of St. Louis for agreement between Missouri History Museum to professionally inventory and process materials from Soldiers Memorial Military Museum at no cost to the City of St. Louis. Recommends approval. From the President, Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, joint recommendation that permit for Forest Park Forever for public improvements to reconstruct 1.5 miles of asphalt path trail, major crack repairs on the remaining 4.6 mile, and restripe full 5.56 mile trail circling Forest Park. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation and Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, joint recommendation that permit for Sue Law Restoration Group to install art screening around AT&T cabinet located in Pontiac Park at the corner of Shenandoah and 10th Street. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Sue Regelerant Asfor, Deborah Regelerant, and Jeffrey Seaman for a boundary adjustment deed at 7111 through 13 and 7117 St. James Square in City Block 5097. Gateway Development Corporation to subdivide land at 1514 through 34 and 1514 through 34 Brewer Benton in City Block 1109. Eagle Band and Trust Company of Missouri to consolidate land at 4100 and 4108 Lindell in City Block 3914. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that permit for Enchanting Embellishments, Inc., doing business as Mary Ann's Tea Room, to encroach with Sidewalk Cafe, 4 tables and 16 chairs with liquor at 4732 McPherson. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Safety, recommendation that permit for All of God to hold a special event to declare a festival zone at Gano from Carter to West Florissant on August 9, 2014. Now we have the conditional uses.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. My name is Amy Humboldt, Zoning Plan Examiner for the City of St. Louis, representing the Building Commissioner. Per Board Order Number 766, transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval is recommended for 2 applications, 3130 Russell, 4624 through 32 Lansdowne. Approval with conditions is recommended for 4 applications, 4353 Washington, 4655A Loughborough, 5637 Thalozin, and 1831 Sydney. I request that these recommendations be approved as submitted. Are there any questions?
Any questions from the board on the conditional uses? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please. So moved. Second. A motion to approve in a second. Can you read the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Waterman is excused. Director Best.
Aye.
Director Seedoff. Aye. Director Rice Walker.
Aye.
Director Gray.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye. Approved. Hearing number 8164.
Move to accept the recommendation of the zoning administrator.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the recommendation for the revocation of permit number 118469 at 411443 Aubert Avenue. Can you read the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Waterman is excused. Director Best.
Aye.
Director Seedoff. Aye. Director Rice Walker.
Aye.
Director Gray.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye. Revoked. Motion to accept the addendum, please.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded, and call for the use of previous rule. Is there any objection to use of previous rule? Seeing none, approved. Motion to accept the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved